The ground was shaking as the towering forms advanced through the holes in the walls. The last bastion of the kingdom of Veritas had fallen. The defense of the city had failed. King Strar watched from the wall surrounding his palace, seeing the burning buildings inside his city. His army was dead, and his people would soon follow. He didn't even know how things had ended up like this. It felt like it had only been yesterday when life had seemed so boring, when he had sat on his throne and ruled, when the most he'd had to deal with was arguing about trade deals or appeasing the crafter guildmaster. Now, the end had come. The kingdom of Veritas was a small one, but also a respected one. They held 7 respectfully sized territories deep in the mountains. With only a few passages into their territories, his grandparents had been able to keep everything when the greater nations and factions had risen, as it had been too costly to pursue a war in Veritas's mountains. And so the kingdom stood for hundreds of years, wealthy because of their marble and a few other precious stone quarries. They attracted artisans of all kinds, those who wished to pursue their art and level, improve over a longer period of time. They had made a business of it, catering to them, providing homes and anything else that they might need in order to keep them inspired. The greatest pieces of art came out of Veritas, but the ones that were at the top remained in the City of Marvels. Statues were all over the city, on the streets, in great squares. Legendary sculptures that captured moments, ideas, emotions. Veritas had survived on its wealth, on its art, and on tourism. That was only proper, as a high-tiered artist could craft a piece of art that could help a cultivator find inspiration, that could turn sadness into joy, that could change opinions. Now it was all rubble. When it had started, Strar, like most of the rulers and leaders around his kingdom, dismissed it, called it a fluke, or a terrible strike that didn't concern them. The night of loss, as it was called, the night when millions died, along with hundreds, if not thousands, of the strongest and most influential people in the Infinite Realm, was a tragedy. But it had also been an opportunity for many. Veritas was isolated enough that they weren't affected by what happened next. When wars broke out, when neighbors turned on one another, seeking to gain more territories, Strar had kept his people inside his mountains. He had sent crafters to the tournament, but they had been a minor player, and his people had gotten out at the first sign of trouble. He didn't believe what the others said. It had been fine. They cried about doom and end times, but the world had kept going. The ensuing chaos. That was just what people did when they saw weakness.